Oh, looky at that. That is tremendous. Sensational. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today I'm doing an inspired recipe. Now, this was mentioned the other day in the comments by a chef friend of mine, Neil, in the UK. I have no recipe for this, so I'm winging it as per usual, and I will write out the recipe. Now, this is very inspiring. He said he was having tomato soup quiche. I thought, wow, let's do it. So you know, this is not a recipe that you see anywhere online, I don't think. Well, I didn't search actually, but anyway, I have got quite a lot of condensed soup in the cupboard, and I'm going to use it by the famous company. Okay, I'm not going to hide the make. These have been around for an awful long time. You know, in my opinion, they make the best condensed soup for cooking with. Okay, enough of the plug for them, because this is not a sponsored video. I want to use a jewel again today. So we have to make some pastry. It's very straightforward. You know, you've seen me make pastry 1,000 times on this channel. So we got our fats in here with our flour. I've got a smaller bowl actually. I don't know why I picked this bowl up, but there you go. Right, let's just bring our fats and our flour together. Nice and gently. Just get your hands in there and bring it in. Straightforward, fingers and thumbs, rub together. None of this is ice cold, as you know, on this channel. In we go. Start rubbing, start lifting and dropping. Nice and steady. Now you could whiz this up in a food processor. Takes seconds, but it only takes about 5 minutes to actually make by hand. No hassle. Straightforward, lift and rub. Drop down. Okay, that's nice and straightforward. In here, I've got an egg, water, apple cider vinegar. Give it a little mix up. Splashing everywhere, look, by turning the bowl over. And in it goes. Turn your fork over. Use the handle, stir some of that fluid in. Nice and straightforward. In with your hand, bring it together, nice and easy. Now we're going to make this pastry. I'm not going to chill it obviously, because I don't do that. But what I will do, I will just put this to one side whilst we make up the filling, because the filling is going to determine just how big a quiche I want to make. You know, we've got a can full of stuff there. We're going to add some cream, 4 eggs, a load of cheese. But I don't know what the content will be until I see it. So, we're winging it as per usual. But we're not going to get flustered over it, are we? It's a can of soup at the end of the day. Okay, there's some pastry. Boom. Okay, so a little bit of cling wrap. Wrap up your pastry. Done. Right, we're going to put that to one side just a second whilst we make up some filling. Now, like I say, I'm using Campbell's tomato soup. Okay, because we're winging this, I've decided I'm going to put a little bit of red onion in this quiche. Now, these are old onions, as you can see, so we'll get rid of that. And we're just going to cube up a little bit of onion. Now, I'd imagine that just half an onion will do this, actually. but you know, I think half an onion will get this, so we'll just put that to one side. Right, we've got a pan. You can see we're just making this up. Get a pan. This is what cooking is all about. Now, I don't want to go too much, but I've got a little bit of butter in there. We're going to saute those onions, quick smart. Flame on. Don't need to hang around, let's have them in there. I've even pinched the tea towel up, but not to worry. It'll be wrecked in a day. Okay, in we go. Let's have that sauteed in there, not too high. Nice and gently. We just want a little bit of onion flavour in the bottom, I think. See, this is what cooking's about. You know, chuck in some flavours you like, make something. There are no hard and fast rules. I keep answering all the comments on there, you know. Taste and adjust. Always. Always taste and adjust. You know what you like to eat. Taste and adjust. Put in what you like. Now, the thing is with cooking, it doesn't matter what it looks like at the end, as long as it's perfectly cooked. If it's cooked, you ain't getting poorly, you're still going to have a nice meal. We're not talking about 5-star plating up with fancy twirls and things, you know. Just make sure it's cooked and enjoy. Now, I'm not going to go too much on these, but I want to take them down a little bit. And then we want them to cool fairly quickly because I actually want to put them in our mix. That will do. Flame off. They need to cool down. We are going to crack in there 4 eggs. Nice and steady, don't rush. Okay, so let's just give that a beating. So that's 4 eggs. Now we do want some seasoning, so we're going to go in there with some pepper and a little bit of salt. Give that a little mix. This is our can of soup. Let's get that in there. So let's just have that in. What about a cup of cream, I reckon? So this is cooking cream. Well, it's not cooking cream actually, it's whipping cream. But it's high stability whipping cream. Give that a stir through. We've got eggs in there, we've got cream in there. Got tomato soup in there. I'll put some basil in there. Okay, I don't have any basil. We're going for the next best thing. This is homemade basil pesto. So I'm going to go something like that. Oh, that is a filling. I want a little bit more of that pesto in there. We have just really created something special here. That is exceptional. Okay, now this pesto, you can use any jar of pesto, or you can just use probably half a cup of basil leaves chopped up, diced up. That's going to give the same effect as this. Now this pesto is made with almond, ground almond, not pine nuts, but that's irrelevant. It's made exactly the same as any other pesto. Basil, olive oil, bit of salt, bit of pepper, ground almonds. So we want those onions, which are still a bit warm actually, in there. That's going to give another level of flavour. And we want to go in there with some cheese. We're making a quiche. So let's have that stirred in. And I think we'll find that that is going to fit a 9-inch quiche tin. So that has determined how big the pastry is going to be, I reckon. Get that on there. Okay. Just quickly get one of these. Butter out the bottom of that tin. So now we need to take some of that pastry from here. Right, so you want to get your oven, and I'm using this oven again today. Now I'm going to set it to all. I want it all on, and I want the temperature about 180, and we are going to preheat. Oven on at home, 180, 190, preheat for blind baking. Now we need some pastry to fit that. We'll do that much. Grab us a rolling pin and roll. Now this is quite soft, this pastry, because it hasn't been cooled, so treat it with a little bit of care. I think that's about got it. Now this one I'm going to roll up like this, because someone said, why don't you roll up the pastry? Well, there you go. And then, because normally I just chuck it on, and then unroll it like that, and then just feed in your pastry. Nice and steady. In it goes. I want to overhang, but I don't need all that overhang. Off with some pastry. I need a fork. I need to dock the pastry or prick it with a fork. That's going to stop it from rising up, hopefully. Put in your parchment paper, and whatever medium you're using, I'm using baking beads, I prefer, but you know, you can use rice, you can even use sugar, it doesn't matter. The idea of the beads is to weight down so we don't puff up. Okay, I've got a tray and I've got a trivet. That is going on top of that trivet. That is going in the oven. This doesn't have a cooking element at the bottom, so I want to get some heat round it. So that is going in there. We're going to pre-bake that for 15 minutes. Okay, we got the end hot there. We need to be getting that out. Out that comes. And we want those cooking beads out of there. Put an egg glaze on the bottom of here. Now what's going to happen, the egg is going to seal on the bottom, and our wet mixture is not going to have a soggy bottom, in theory. Okay, that's going back in the oven. So that's going to go back in there for about 3 minutes to seal on the bottom. Okay, that's about got it, that'll do. Let's have that out of there. Now, as per always, when I do anything like this, off with the crust now. Okay, there's our trimmed tart tin. In with our filling. Oh, that was just, that's just about perfect. We couldn't have guessed that any better, could we? Wow. Now, what I am going to do with this, I am going to lower the temperature to 160, and we're going to cook this for about 30 minutes, somewhere around about there. Okay, that's on end hot. That looks absolutely fabulous. That really does. The smell is incredible, actually. That is really nice. I think we're just going to let that settle, let it cool down probably about 8 minutes or so, and then we'll have a look. It's got a nice skin on the top there, which has been formed by that soup and the egg. That looks nice. Okay, we've let this have about 10 minutes actually. Still a bit warm, but let's have that out of there. We've got one of these rings here, look. Oh, there we have it. Onto a board. Now that looks absolutely magnificent. Okay, I've got some Parmesan. We're going to make it a little bit posh here. We're just going to grate a little bit of Parmesan over the top of there. And just put a little bit of our chopped parsley on the top. Just change it up a little bit. Eh? Now we don't have to go much. We just make it look a bit more presentable. I mean, come on, look at that. Just a little bit of green. So I guess all there is now, we need to come in there and we need to taste test it. Come on, in we go. Oh, looky at that. That is tremendous. Sensational. Okay, in we go. In fact, what did it do with the pastry? Oh, the pastry is perfectly cooked underneath. It does okay, this oven. Come in here. Oh, look at that. That is phenomenal. Oh wow, that is really, really delicious. Holy heck, that is wonderful. Wow, huge surprise, new recipe, new on the menu. Wow, this is an inspiration from Neil off the channel. That is incredible. That truly is incredible. That is tomato soup quiche made. Well, would you believe it? I would. Now, if you like what we're doing, don't forget, smash that like and subscribe, share with your friends, all that kind of stuff. We'll catch you in the next video.